Welcome to Life Happens, where Texans come to protect their legacy and prepare for the second half of life. Join your host, Attorney Kim Hegwood of Your Legacy Legal Care, and our weekly guest as we navigate the challenges that emerge as life happens. Now here's your host, Kim Hegwood.
Good morning and welcome to Life Happens with me, Kim Hegwood, and our very special guest today is Carrie Aalberts, commonly called the Dementia Darling. So, good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Kim. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, so are we, because we're talking about fun stuff today, and we're talking about caregiver cruising, and so because we're going to do it for you and the one you love, right? And
Yes.
so, definitely. So let's kind of back up just a little bit, and let's talk to our listeners about why it's important for dementia caregivers to take a vacation.
Absolutely. This is such an important thing, and unfortunately is kind of uncommon because caregivers don't have the support they need or the knowledge to know how to build the support team. So it's really difficult, but it's so important for dementia caregivers to take a vacation because the burnout is real, and this journey can be a very long journey. If you specifically if you're with someone with a progressive brain disease, if you're working with someone caring for someone living with dementia, you could be caring for them 10 plus years. So we want to make sure we're in this for the long game, right? We got to take care of ourselves. We got to fill up our cup so we can show up for our loved ones and be able to care for them. So we don't need a caregiver for ourselves as well. But there's a lot of reasons why we need that break for sure. It's so needed.
So, what do you say to that caregiver who's having a hard time letting somebody else take over for a while they go on vacation?
It's so hard. First, I validate, right? Because this is hard and we don't want to just give the keys to the castle, or to someone else. This is, your person. This is the person you are caring for 24/7. So there's a lot of guilt there. There's a lot of, just worry and just, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, it's not fair to them, all the things, right? So validating that and just knowing that you are not alone and having all the emotions. This is the hardest job on earth. But as I just said, what I kind of for people who really have to, make it about the other person because they just are so selfless and they the guilt's there. It's like you will not be able to keep showing up for your loved one if you do not take care of yourself. If that's how we have to look at it. And self-care is vital. It's not just doing a face mask or something like that. It's really truly filling our cup. So I just try to stress how important it is for the long haul of caregiving and how there is still life to live outside of your caregiving, duties, and it's worth doing all the legwork to make it happen because you need that time for yourself to keep showing up, right, and to be the best caregiver you can be.
I was talking to a husband one day, and his wife's got dementia. And I said, you have to take time for yourself because it's crucial. Because I'm a little more brutal with my clients. I'm like, if you die, who's going to step in? You have to take care of yourself. So I'm a little more brutal.
No,
And
we got to hear it.
but well, I watched my grandfather about kill himself taking care of my grandmother. So I'm a very big advocate on caregivers taking care of themselves. And so I'm asking him, I said, do you have any hobbies? Anything you enjoy doing? He says, no, not really. Anything you want to do? And he said, well, I've always wanted to. And he told me something he wanted to do. I don't remember what it was right off the top of my head. And I said, perfect. Take lessons.
Do
You
it.
can take lessons. Let's
Yeah.
sign you up for lessons. Do you need help? Do you need a referral? So, because it's so important, it's so hard because you have to find joy. You have to be able to also find joy. And
We
so,
have to work a little harder at it sometimes to find it, but it's there. And I love
yes.
that you push people to do that because it's so important and it's easy to put yourself on the back burner. It's so easy because no one is going to make us take care of ourselves, right? So but it's so vital, yes, to be able to show up for our people, and our people that we're caring for would want us to take care of ourselves. We want to remember that too. They don't want us to not have a life at all. They want us to still be part of our own lives and having fun and doing things, and it's okay for them to not be a part of everything, but they can also come on this cruise. So
There you go. And so how do you talk them pretty much kind of off the ledge of dealing with the guilt of doing something for themselves?
That's a really hard one. I think that's a lot of conversations. That's a lot of working through, why we feel guilty and kind of those we have these pressures and that's so real and that's so normal. And so again, just validating that that's probably always going to kind of be there, but we can work on it, and we can acknowledge that this is really hard and I do feel guilty about this. But when you look at the big picture, please do not feel guilty. Look at what you're doing. You're literally doing all the things for someone else on top of being a human yourself. So we got to remember and give ourselves some grace, which I know is so hard. But I really try to just kind of put the mirror on them and say, look at how much you do. Look at how amazing you are. There's no guilt needed here. You need a parade for how incredible you are. And this is the least you can do for yourself is give yourself some love back. So, talking it out and being very real about guilt is unfortunately a really big part of caregiving. It just kind of goes hand in hand because we have, as people, it's not fair when we think, oh, our loved one can't do these things or enjoy these things anymore, so I shouldn't be able to. And that's easy to be able to just write ourselves off. So just really, truly understanding that it's normal to feel these ways, but it's also okay to feel guilty, but also go have a good time. Those two things can exist, and you need to allow yourself to be able to do that. But I think also, having the right team so you can go and the right people to lean on can help a lot with the guilt, because you're like, okay, yes, I'm going, but my best friend is there with my mom. How cool is that? And that's a great thing. And they can have fun together. And sometimes your person needs a break from you too. So
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, I could probably appreciate that for me more than others. And so, definitely. So I can appreciate that. And so let's get to the kind of the really good stuff.
Yeah.
So what exactly happens on a caregiver cruise?
Yeah, absolutely. This cruise is going to be so exciting and just one like no other. And because we're really not going to be, like it's not a conference. It's not come in and let's learn in rooms and not go enjoy ourselves. No, we're there, of course, to talk and support and if you need anything at all, but really we are there for you to unplug, for you to do what you want to do. First off, if you want to sleep the whole time, go for it. We will cheer you on. Or if you want to go on, do every excursion and do everything, go for it. Enjoy. We'll be there with you. So it really is about the caregiver, and again, anyone's invited. So bring all your friends, bring your whole family, make it a whole event if you'd like. Bring your loved one as well with someone else that you can kind of tag team so you both have time away and off. But it's just special because you're going to be surrounded by people that get it and that can talk to you about it if you want to talk about it or not. We don't have to talk about it. We can completely get away. So it's up to you to include yourself in what you want. It's what you want to do. We're going to have a ton of excursions off the ship and on. We're going to do some fun things together. We're going to do self-care events, and I just want everyone to be able to take a really big deep breath and just feel at peace with the people they're around and just feel comfortable. And that's what it's going to be, is you're going to really truly be around people that are getting the first probably respite in a long time too, are just so happy to be there. And you're going to build these relationships with people that understand you. And that's just so different than any other cruise, because caregivers are such a special group of people and you only really understand each other when you get it, right? When you've been through it. So it's an opportunity like no other to be around people like you and to be able to relax and be in a time and space where you can really truly breathe and let go, and know that also you can easily be on the phone as well. You don't have to unplug completely. You can get in touch with your loved one if they're not on the ship with you. That is accessible, and there's no issues with like calling or anything home. So just so you know that you can definitely still stay in contact with everyone. There's no issues there. But,
so what are the benefits of taking the caregiver cruise versus doing something else maybe?
Yeah. Community, for sure. Community, and that it's in the sense of you're going to be around people, as I said, that understand you. And that's a wonderful building tool for us as I mean, caregivers need community. And so to kind of tie it into your respite and to have that support as well when you leave is huge, because then you're going to leave with new people in your life that you can lean on and call and talk about things with, which is huge. And information from us, the cruise directors, we're all in this field, and we all want to support and give information as needed. But other, amazing benefits of this is it's a week long, so it is a good sized chunk away. So this is a really nice respite for people. I mean, I meet people all the time that have gone years and years without time away. So this is kind of that push to say, okay, this is a nice full week of let's get away. So that's a big plus, because it's not a quick trip. You can really, really, truly relax and unwind, and get that trip that you've been pushing off for so long, rightfully so, it happens. But there's so many benefits as well, in the sense of being able to choose really what you want to do and make it your own experience and what you've needed. And if you're through our caregiving journey, sometimes we change what we like and what we want to do and what is self-care to us, so you can kind of make it what you need. And yeah, just showing up as you are, and no stress, just a completely stress-free experience, because we're here to take care of you. And the people that are doing the cruise with me are all caregivers, so they get it, and they're like, we're going to make this as easy as possible for these caregivers to just feel loved and relaxed. But there's just so many benefits to being around community and in a fun setting. Why not? It's perfect. So
how does that vacation benefit the one that's being cared for?
absolutely. Think about how after a vacation, how you go home and you feel like you really, I know it's such a overused analogy, but you really do have your cup filled, and you're able to go into life with a different lens, with a different energy, and that benefits your loved one. You're going to come back with this, newfound energy and relaxation, where you can go in and bring that joy to them. I mean, if they're able to come with you, that's a vacation for them. That's an amazing thing as well. But yeah, if they're at home, maybe, it's good for them to socialize. If they're having someone new come in and hang out for the week, that's awesome. New people in our life, and getting that socialization time away from the same, thing they're always around is wonderful. Just like for us, we need that variety. And it can also benefit them in so many other ways, in the sense of just having that time away and showing, when we're caregiving for someone, it can get really easy for them to feel like we're always kind of there and doing everything for them, and they don't have any autonomy. And it might be their time to look, I'm on my own. I can do a little bit more by myself, and give that independence as well, which is really great. But truly it is benefiting them in the sense that you're going to come back recharged and in it, and more present. And that's what filling your cup is all about, is being able to step away and then come back more energized and in it with our people.
So, how many cruises do you do a year for caregivers?
So I've done one with the CNAs, but this is my first one with family caregivers. And so it's the Self-Care at Sea cruise, October 19th through the 26th. And what's really cool is this is the first one with Norwegian cruise, and it's a brand new ship. So we'll be the first ones on the ship. And so that's going to be really exciting. But I hope to do one a year after this for sure. There's such a need and want for accessible and just specific things that are for caregivers. And so I'm really trying to create experiences and be a part of things like this that can get people away and give them that opportunity to do it in a really fun and safe environment. So hopefully once a year, but this self-care cruise is the first for family caregivers that I'm doing.
So, okay, well, now that I'm very excited about it, and where are you getting on the ship at, and where is it going?
Yes. So we are getting on in Miami on October 19th, and then we're going from around Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, then to St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, and then Tortola, British Virgin Islands, and then Great Stirrup Cay, Bahamas, where they have their own like private island for the Norwegian Cruise Line, and then back to Miami. So it's 19th through the 26th. There's 2 sea days in between those, but it is stopping at some of the most beautiful places, and it's just like one big circle and then back to Miami. So it's going to be incredible.
Perfect. Well, I'm hoping I can help you fill your ship. And so I just wanted to thank you so much for being on the show today. And I look forward to hearing about your trip when you get back. And we look forward to having you on again soon. But before you go, tell people how to find you so they can get on the ship.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me and letting me share about it. Please come join me, dementiadarling@gmail.com. You can email me for any information, resources, and as well as a dementia resources support. And then dementiadarling.com is my website, and you can find information about the cruise there. And as well on my social media channels, I'm at Dementia Darling on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So I will see you out there, and please come join us at sea. It's going to be amazing. And I want to hug you and love on you and have the best time with you. So come join us.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much, Carrie.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Life Happens with Kim Hegwood. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcast as we navigate through the challenges that emerge as life happens. The content of this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship or constitute attorney-client privilege, legal, medical, financial, or any other professional advice.